what's the compromise? Obviously, is the size of the property, the budget. But that didn't end up being the case, did it, Sharon?
No.
But no, I'm really quite shy, actually. So I was really surprised.
What? Hang on a minute.
Honestly.
I was thinking, playing a bit of a game with us, sort of don't let them know that we like it this much. But then I looked at Giuseppe's face and he's like got tears.
Yeah.
Did you get a Shazza tingle?
Absolutely.
Do you not
Shazza
think
tingle?
Yeah.
She's licking my foot, you know that.
She is so spoiled. Nella. And he's happy he's still working for Spanish Property Choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
God for that.
It pays the bills, doesn't it?
Welcome to the Garner Coach Club podcast. I'm Sharon from Channel 4 Sunsea and Selling Houses and Spanish Property Choice, located in the beautiful province of Costa Almeria. And this is Juan.
She got it right, yeah.
From...
Well, the Costa del Sol. Hello, everyone.
Now, first of all, before we start, obviously this is our new podcast. And this is our first chance of speaking to somebody that actually filmed with us for Sunsea and Selling Houses. So would you please subscribe to our channel, like and share if you wouldn't mind, because it would really help us. And we're going to get more and more people on that have purchased with us on the show, and you can hear their story. But today, we're actually here to hear Juan.
That's our story, yes.
Yeah.
Quite a unique one it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, when you say our story, are we talking me and you or you and Giuseppe?
Me and Giuseppe, but well, you're part of that relationship. I feel, So yeah. 4 years now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Yeah. Well, actually, Juan and Giuseppe filmed for the show on what series was it?
So it was series 5, if I recall.
Yeah.
We'd just been in Spain a few months. It was 2021. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was the year after the pandemic.
Yeah.
So obviously, the restrictions had been lifted and so on. And we made that decision to come out to Spain, sort of sell up in London, in the UK, and come on over. And we'd come over on a few trips to get to know the areas a bit. We'd been told about the area, how lovely it is. I'd come out to the area a few times as well because I've got family and so on. So, and we thought, let's go, let's make the move. We did it, rented in the area first of all, in the Valle del Este area, just not far from Mojacar and Vera.
Yeah, that's where Sharon lives now.
That's right.
He lives on Valle del Este.
Yeah, it's lovely there. Really, really nice. And we'd already, been in touch with Spanish Property Choice. So we were invited to be part of the series.
Yeah.
And there was a few months delay because of the properties we were going to see and so on. So we were finally given a day and so on. And and that's we started seeing the properties.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, it must have been a bit strange. I mean, obviously, you'd looked at a lot of properties. I mean, people look at the show and they say to us, how on earth can somebody buy a property when they've only seen 3? Well, as you know, it's not a case. I mean, you are genuine buyers. Everybody that buys from us on the show are genuine purchasers.
Yeah.
They're clients of ours already. We've had them, we can be talking to people for 12 months before they move over.
Yeah.
And obviously, you, like you said, you check the areas out, and
that was really important because although we knew the area, but we didn't really know the area. Living there is one thing compared to going on holiday there.
Absolutely.
So, and that's something that I always recommend as well. So it's exactly what we did. We were out there for a bit of time, getting to know the areas. And funnily enough, initially what we wanted, our search criteria were, we probably need to be inland because with the type of property we wanted the big property with a private pool, etc. And for our budget, we probably would have to go inland a little bit. But then living there for a while, we were realising, well, hold on a sec, we find ourselves on the coast all the time.
Yeah.
We were constantly going into Vera or Mojacar, especially Mojacar Playa. So it's like, okay, well, what's the compromise? Obviously, is the size of the property, the budget. But that didn't end up being the case, did it, Sharon?
No, nothing's ever normal, as you know, in the Spanish property choice offices. So, I mean, your thoughts on how did you feel when we asked you to film with us? Because I know Giuseppe was a little bit, I'm not sure whether to do this or not.
Oh no, see, that's really because he was more of the instinct. I was the one that was
Oh, it
like,
was
"Are you
you?
sure? Are you sure?" Yeah, which is unusual because
Yeah.
people that know us, they're very much. A lot of people think, "Oh, John's like center of attention, likes to be, all that." But no, I'm really quite shy actually. So I was really surprised.
What? Hang on a
No,
minute.
honestly. And I was really surprised that it was Giuseppe. I was like, oh yeah, it'd be great. We are, looking for a project, but at the same time,
Yeah.
we knew about the program, etc. And we were watching it. So when we got invited to come on board, it was great. And I thought, yeah, why not? After a year of,
Yeah.
of the year before. And all sorts of stuff going on back in the UK. I just thought, okay, yeah, why not? Let's do it. So everything was planned, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we saw a couple of properties. The first
did.
two, what we saw, which were
I
lovely.
can't remember what was the first one
We saw one in, I can't remember which order it was in. One was in La Parata, which is up in the foothills of
Yes.
Mojacar.
Yeah.
Lovely little residential area
Yes.
up there, lovely community.
Yeah.
And we saw one in Agua
Agua
Nueva
Nueva.
in Torre,
Yeah.
which was a beautiful property as well.
Yeah.
Really, really lovely.
Yeah.
And which was really weird actually, because I actually ended up selling that one.
Yes, because you
once,
see,
yes,
there's a
no,
bit of a
go on,
story
so
to
that,
tell as we go on. And you'll
I'm jumping ahead.
you're jumping ahead. And then
yeah.
property number 3 was an absolute disaster because you
the,
never got
the
to see
original
it.
one.
Yeah, the original
what was
one.
originally going to be property 3, but
Yeah, people don't realise that, the process for us, at the end of the day, yes, we're on TV, yes, we're making a TV show, but being honest with you, our purchasers come first. It's as simple as that. And we got to property, well, I think it was me and Sean that filmed with you. And we got to property number 3, and even the access was awful. It was dreadful. And we were actually showing it you through another agent.
Yeah.
And I'm being honest with you, what was on their website was not what we saw when we got there. And this is why I say to people, don't always believe what you see on websites, because that property must have been on the market for years to have got into the state it was.
Wow.
From the original listing.
Do you remember where it was? I can't remember.
It was in Mojacar.
Oh, it was in Mojacar.
It was in Mojacar. But the access was awful. I mean, we wouldn't have got our car along there. And when I looked up at the house, I mean, the weeds were higher than the house. And yet the property online looked beautiful. There was landscape gardens. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a warning for somebody that is looking online for properties. Always double check that, what you see online is what you're going to go and physically see. So I caused absolute mayhem. I remember the producers.
Do you imagine going up down that little path with our Mini?
No. You got no. You'd have needed a donkey to get you up there. I'm telling you, and that would have struggled.
Yeah.
It was awful. So I stopped the filming and I said, no, this is not right. We just cannot show you a property like that. Just wasn't going to be right for you. And show or not, at the end of the day, as I say, this is our job. This is what we do on a daily basis. And we just said to you and Giuseppe, I'm so sorry. But can we just give this, can you give us a little bit more time? Because this property is not right for you.
Exactly.
And literally the following day, was it the following day?
A few days later.
Was it a few
Because that
days?
was the thing, wasn't it? It was like, because of the, obviously, like you said, a lot of people don't realise what goes on in the background, the planning and all that. So the team were the filming, recording team, production team.
Yeah.
There was back-to-back sort of things going on. So we were like, okay, is there any way we can fit in little half a day there and so on? And that's what happened, basically.
Yeah.
And because I think the property that you end up finding did come up literally the next day or something.
It did. It was a very strange scenario because the property was actually being rented out by a company. And we knew the owners of the property, so we contacted them, and the rental company had actually got it on their books for sale as well. And it was like, that would be, multi-agent. And we contacted the vendor, and he had no idea that his property was for sale.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
And he said, what? No, it's on the market with them for rental. I've talked about putting it on the market for sale, but I've certainly not signed any papers or anything. So it developed from there, and it was quite interesting for us because literally the same day, the vendor made us go down and collect the keys from the rental company because they'd actually put it on the market for sale without his permission. And we said, look, we've got somebody that we think is absolutely perfect for this property. They're ready to go. They're cash buyers. This is exactly what they're looking for. It's within their budget. Or did I push you a bit on the budget? I can't remember now. What was your original?
Yeah, it was lower.
It was lower.
Definitely lower.
Yeah, so we actually got it lower than budget.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
no. We had to go up.
Oh,
slightly.
you had to go up.
Yeah,
Oh, so
because we didn't expect to get something like that.
Yeah.
What we ended up getting. So basically, the property that you guys found for us is a 3-bedroom villa in Mojacar Playa, literally 5 minutes uphill from the beautiful part of Mojacar Playa called Ventanicas. Gorgeous beach, easy walk to everywhere, stunning views.
Swimming pool.
And your private pool, yeah, exactly. Over 3 floors, because it had the sunroof as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we just fell in love with it.
You fell in love with it.
So I know.
I fell in love with it. I remember saying to Steve, if they don't buy this, we're buying this.
So but it was above a bit more than what we wanted to spend, absolutely. So so a little bit of thinking, but not too much, because obviously we knew that it was going to get swiped away. So we put offers on it, didn't we?
Well, it was
during the viewing, obviously the recording. A bit more happened during while we were recording.
Exactly. We carried on filming, and you got to see it. And if I remember right, Giuseppe had a bit of a tear in his eye on the roof terrace.
Oh gosh, he's a right soppy sod.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think you were, playing a bit of a game with us, sort of, don't let them know that we like it this much. But then I looked at Giuseppe's face, and he's got tears.
Yeah, I know he did.
Yeah.
When we went up to the sunroof, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he's originates from Italy, so I think we were we were doing a bit of an Italian lesson with you as well. I think it was a bit of Italian-Spanish mix there somewhere.
I can't remember a single word there.
There was one word, but I can't remember. What was it? I can't remember. There was a word, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, I can't. Yeah,
if
we
Sean
kept
was
saying
there, he'll remember.
Yeah,
but there was a certain word we kept on going on about. But
it was probably a swear word, knowing you.
Yeah, it's a family show. No, or it got edited out. But I remember we were on the sunroof. Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
Did you get a shazza tingle?
Absolutely.
Do you not
shazza tingle?
Yeah. I mean, we talk about the shazza tingle a lot, but it is a feeling that you just know when you find a property, it's the right property.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And and we say it to so many people, you'll feel it when it's the right property, and that one was, and especially for him.
Yeah.
So, and it was so obvious, in how he reacted.
Yeah.
So gosh, we, as you can imagine, a lot of talking and everything, and I think it was while we were filming on the sunroof as well that I thought, right, I'm going to ask. Mm-hmm. And I asked if you got a job going. Do you remember?
You did, actually. Yeah, you did. You mentioned it, had we got a job going? And actually, we had at the time.
And you wanted a Spanish speaker?
I wanted a Spanish speaker. Yeah.
I was like...
I never got one, but, No, I mean, you fitted the bill perfectly, It's always difficult when you're filming, or even when you're not filming and you're doing a normal viewing, to promise somebody a job. Believe me, it's a trick of the trade. There's a lot of companies out there that do that. Oh yeah, I can get you work, don't worry, blah blah blah. But we genuinely were looking for a Spanish speaker for our Mojacar office.
And we got to know each other a little bit more by then, so you knew a bit about me as well, and what I'd done or was doing and all that. So it
Yeah.
wasn't literally a spot
Yeah.
decision. But I'd
Yeah.
like to think that
Yeah.
you knew a bit more about what I could do, my
Well,
capabilities.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, you came from quite a I was going to say a good background, but I don't know whether I mean that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I mean by
Sales
that.
background,
Sales
maybe.
background, that's the
Consultative,
word.
customer
That
service.
was right. That was right. And the other thing is as well, as a family, we get a feel for people. Real estate is not the best of industries. We're all classed as sharks and charlatans, same as, car salesmen and things like that. But for us, we're a family business and we like people to fit in, and we try our best to make everybody part of the family. So whoever we take on, we hope that they will become part of that family. So that, it's not all what's on a resume with us, it's who they are and how they react with, sort of interact with us.
Right.
And we got a good feeling with you, so.
Oh
and
gosh, it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. So basically, we ended up. Not only did John and I'm still calling you John.
No.
It's going to take me ages, to keep calling you Juan.
You do a mix and match. It's all right. Really confused.
Well, we've got a John and a Juan down in Costa del Sol. So obviously Juan and Giuseppe put an offer in on the property, which was accepted, and it went through fairly quick, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
It was all right. Yeah.
Yeah, in your time
and
scale.
it worked really well as well because we had a rental in Bay del Este. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the whole notice thing and all that, but yeah, no, it fitted in perfectly, and then came the day and we moved in. And it was great, and we had.
And what did you think about the buying process? I mean, obviously, we get asked all the time about what it is like going through the process and the differences in the UK compared to here.
I had a bit of experience with the process in Spain, but a lot of people don't realise how much faster it can be. There's still searches, etc. And because it was like our first major purchase in Spain, we thought, we'll get the services of a solicitor, a local solicitor, which I think is a really good idea. Someone that knows the areas, what to look for, has connections with possibly the town hall, etc. So it works really well. It can go through. I've had cases where it's gone through in weeks. Our case, I think it was about 2 months, which is still very good if you compare it with, I've got friends that in the UK, when we had a property in the UK, it takes months and months, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we've completed. We've completed in a week.
Yeah.
But on average, it takes around between 5 and 8 weeks is the average for a sale to go through.
And things sometimes do come up, and but luckily everything got sorted and went through smoothly, and that's it. And there we were, three
ready to go.
3 years living in our dream home.
Yeah.
In Mojacar.
Yeah, and then you decided. He then decided to say, you both wanted to move to the Costa del Sol region.
Yeah.
And of course, we didn't want to lose Juan, because obviously he has become part of the family, and so has Giuseppe, although we never did get to see each other an awful lot because we were just so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That as well.
And also I fell in love with their dog as well, which Nella.
Oh, Nella.
I mean, Nella. Yeah.
Where is Nella?
I don't know.
Nella?
Where's Nella?
Nella.
Nella.
Oh, look, here she comes. Nella.
Come on, baby.
Nella.
Hello. Oh, I mean, come on. How can you
she's
not
gotta come to
fall?
Daddy.
Is she
She's
spoiled?
a daddy's girl. She's a daddy's girl.
Nella.
You're gonna go. There you go. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
she's
Well, everyone will
gorgeous.
remember from because she was on the episode as well, wasn't she?
She was. Yes.
She was.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
here. You are. Look,
Hello,
she was
my
5
darling.
years old the other day.
Oh.
So
I keep trying to pinch her, but they keep taking her back. But yeah. And how's
Very
Nella
licky.
settled into
Brilliant.
life in Spain? Because,
brilliant, yeah. And now, like you were saying, we've moved to the Costa del Sol.
Yeah.
Quite recently, and here we are from our couch, which we didn't really say, did we? Really?
No, we're actually sitting in your living room at the minute.
Exactly,
So new start for you. New start for us as a business because we now have a representative here, our senior sales advisor for the Costa del Sol region, and currently Juan's based in Marbella, but we are looking for the right office, aren't we? We're looking for premises.
Yeah, we're. Do you want to speak?
Don't talk,
There you go. We are, we're looking for a locale, aren't we?
Yeah.
So it's around on the Costa del Sol. So we're currently in Marbella, in Nueva Andalucía.
Yeah.
It's just outside of the main Marbella town. And it's lovely around here.
Yeah.
And we're looking for somewhere
Yeah.
as well to buy and settle, hopefully. But at the moment, we're in this lovely little casita.
Yeah.
In one of many urbanizations around here, and this one's like very traditional Andaluz.
Yeah, this
you
is
can't
really
notice
pretty.
it from here, I guess, but
It's completely different to what you had in Mojacar. I mean,
Absolutely.
the villa was spectacular. I remember standing on the terrace just looking over the pool and straight out to sea, because you've got that glass sort of screening around the pool,
That's
hadn't
right.
you?
Yeah.
So this is a different sort of world for you.
She's licking my foot, you know that.
She is so spoiled. Nella, do you like
very
it
licky,
here? Nella,
licky.
do you like it here? Yes.
Oh, that's it. She's gone camera shy now. Sorry, you were saying.
No, we were talking about the dog licking your foot. That's all part of life. So it has been a real journey with us because you filmed with us for Sunsea and Selling Houses.
Yeah.
We found you a beautiful property. We sold that property for you to be able to move on. We are really good at our job.
Yeah.
And don't laugh.
If you say so.
You know we're good at our job. You know.
No, absolutely. It was absolutely. I was lucky enough to be in a position to be able to set, with the team, get our property sold, and it got a lot of interest, which
A lot, yeah.
goes back to when I originally bought it. We were like stunned, and loved it. So it got a lot of interest.
Yeah.
And
They
it went pretty
just
fast.
don't come on the market there very often.
And that area is really, people
Sort
love
of
it,
town,
and
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
really lucky there as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. We've been, it's one thing after another, really.
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a roller coaster.
It has. And I mean, obviously, this is why we decided to, because we've been asked so many times, will you please open in different areas of Spain? Well, there's only so much we can do. There's, we can film up to 7 months a year at some points, and then you've still got a job to do. And then we were already looking after 3 offices, and we needed somebody genuinely that we could put here, that we trusted, that we knew that would carry on with the way that we work, because we've got standards, we've got a family traditional family values, and that's what I wanted to bring to the Costa del Sol.
Yeah.
And I knew that you knew that. So,
And I think this area it's something it'll work really well. I think it's needed. Not that there's real estate here is massive. There's a lot of real estate agents, but that bringing that the Garner values, shall we say, is going to work really well, and that family-run type business ethos is really going to work well, hopefully.
well, I think for us, when we came to Spain, I mean, we didn't have the guidance, we didn't have the support. We were very lucky to meet a Spanish father and son who put us on the right track. And found us the property that we'd got. And then when we came into real estate, which was through them, they actually said to us, would you mind opening, because of our sales background and what we did, would you open a real estate company, just selling to the Brits, basically, which is what we did when we first came to Spain. But we found ourselves in a position where we couldn't actually work the way that they were working at the time. It was difficult for us. If we were going to do this, we wanted to do it properly. And we, from the day that we started, our Spanish Property Choice, we said, well, look, we're a family business. We've been where other people are. We've been in their position. We've felt how they feel. We need to help them, sort of get through it. And we've continued to do that. I've never wanted this expansion business. We joke about it, and Steve says to me, if it was up to me, I'd be opening it in Italy and Portugal and whatever. But I want to keep it. I want to keep it us. Yeah. I want to keep it the Garners. I want to keep it Spanish Property Choice, And you fitted in perfectly.
Well, and getting to know the area really well is important. It's a much bigger area.
Yeah.
And, I've known the area since I was a kid as well, because I've got a lot of family around here, and we used to come out a lot. So I think that really helps as well. Yeah. And in the Costa del Almeria, you guys have been there a long time as well, so I think that really helps. And I think it was just like the right move as well, in the right place. Because what part of the Mediterranean coast isn't really ideal? Real estate heaven. You've got the Costa Blanca, etc. But it was a good fit, and good timing. And I think that was really important, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
We kept on saying to each other, is it the right time? Is it the right time? So
I think right place, right time. And what's meant to be is meant to be. I've always been a huge believer in that. And it's working out. You're now settled down here, still looking for a property
looking
yourself.
For a place, So, anyone out there wants to sell a house?
Yes,
come to Spanish Property Choice.
Yeah,
come to Juan. Speak to me.
Exactly. So, if you do need to speak to Juan and you have got a property to sell, or you would like to buy in the Costa del Sol region, you can contact him on Costa del Sol at SpanishPropertyChoice.com. Or you can call 950 615 388.
I'm glad you said, because I'm terrible with numbers.
Can you not remember all? Well, I thought that was quite good. I thought I'd have to do a double take on that one.
I thought you'd have to put me on the spot there with a telephone number.
No, well, our telephone number, we have a central system. So the central system, one of the team will pick up. If it's not Juan, it'll be one of the team, and they'll put you through to him straight away. But it's all worked out. I think it all started with Sunsea and selling houses.
Yeah.
And it's ending with Sunsea and selling houses.
Exactly. Well, it hasn't ended yet. Hopefully not.
Well, no.
Is there something you want to announce?
There's your P45. No, it's a new beginning. Yeah, I suppose I should say it's a new beginning for us with Spanish Property Choice and with Sunsea and selling houses, because we've got a new part of Spain that we can promote now.
Exactly. And it was, the experience of buying something in Spain, it was a little bit scary at first. I can imagine, a lot of our viewers, listeners, it's a big thing, isn't it? So I guess anything that can help and reassure that you're in the right hands. We've got a lot, because of the years that we you guys have been doing it. We've got the right connections, gestorers, solicitors, etc., etc. It makes it as seamless as possible. So I definitely experienced that. And thankfully, so and now being part of the team and learning over the last few years as well. Has really helped. Now being able to take that over here in the Costa del Sol. And
I think you can see as well, certainly from our point of view, you've been with us 4 years now. We do try and make sure everything's in place legally for people to buy a property. There's always stumbles across, there's certain areas, it's up to the solicitors to make sure everything's 100%, but we abide by the Decree 218 and we do everything the way we can. And we've lost listings because we've asked for documentation.
Things are going to come up. It's unavoidable. And especially, certain parts of, inland or certain parts that weren't properly defined, and there's a lot of red tape, unfortunately, with property, with councils, with all sorts. So sometimes it's something completely out of control, but we do our due diligence. And figure it out as much as possible. That's
Well, I think as a client of ours, as a purchaser, I think that's one thing,
reassuring.
And you've experienced that over the last 4 years. So we're not just saying that because you work for us. You've actually gone through the whole process with us, which is incredible, and you're still with us. So that says something.
I know. Got an appointment soon.
I know. Well, you keep telling me to, hurry up. I've got to get out. I've got to get out. Well, I wanted to do this podcast basically just to, obviously, just to say to people, yes, we're on the TV, and yes, we're so lucky. We're in our 9th year now of Sunseeing selling. 9 years.
I know.
9 years of Sunseeing selling houses, but we're also coming up to 19 years. 20 years of living here, and 19 years of Spanish property choice. So it's a journey for us, and it's continuing, and we're growing. Yeah. And
you're practically Spanish now, aren't you?
Sí.
Been here so long. Sí. How's your coffee drinking going?
Una café con leche, por favor.
Muy bien. Muy bien. Have you got used to the small coffees now?
No.
Because I see you, on your, when you do it with Sean, you love your big coffees.
I've got to have, but there's always something floating in it. I don't know what it is with Sean. He's always got something floating in his coffee.
I think he'd probably blame you for that.
Well, I think that's it. I mean, the one just before we go. I mean, obviously we're talking about yourself and the lovely Nella. How's Giuseppe getting on? Has he settled in down here?
He's working away. Yeah, because he works from home.
Yeah.
And he's busy.
Yeah, happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're loving it here.
Yeah.
We love the vibrant, the life that we're here in Marbella. So
yeah,
and I think he especially Giuseppe, he's loving it.
Yeah, and he's happy you're still working for Spanish Property Choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad for that.
It pays the bills, doesn't it? I tell you, you need to pay the bills here.
Yes, it's
as
a lot
well
more.
as everything else.
I know. I'm sorry, but I do begrudge paying for a coffee in the Costa del Sol. €7.50.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that was in Puerto Banús.
But that doesn't make any difference. It's still €7.50. I mean, it's that. It was.
You might bump into Antonio Banderas there. That's why you paid €7 for a coffee. It's the. We wish.
Yeah. Dreams can come true. No, it's a different world. I mean, we both know that. But the fact is that we've got both worlds together now. We can offer our clients a choice,
options,
and that's why we say Spanish Property Choice. Yeah,
exactly.
Good name. Yeah. So I hope that's been informative. Is there anything else that you can think of that would help anybody that, was, one, coming onto the show, two, trusting us, or I suppose three, buying a property through us as well?
The location. I think what's really, really important, I think I said it earlier, is, get to know the area. Obviously, we will help along the way on that and give you as much information as well. But ultimately, it needs to be the right place for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that I think as a team encourage, that we is come to know the area, stay here a little while, even if it is a little holiday, get to know the areas and
stand on the land.
Yeah, there you go.
You need to stand on the land.
I think that is so important.
Yeah, don't believe
underestimate that.
Absolutely, and don't believe everything that you see on websites, because as agents you're made to make properties look spectacular because that's what the owners expect. But and also certainly in the market that we're currently in now, there's a lot of properties on websites that aren't even available. They've just been either reinstated or not removed from websites because agents are fighting for properties. And in the industry it's called feeder properties. And I'm afraid it's been like that for a long, long time. So again, you need to have an honest agent that's going to be truthful with you. And once they get to know you, they'll be able to find out exactly what you're looking for. And that's what happened with you. I knew by the time that we'd spent that time filming that property would blow your mind because it was the perfect one for you.
It sure was.
It was.
And lucky new owners.
Yeah.
It was a stunner.
Yeah. Well, new ventures for you here down in the Costa del Sol.
Exactly.
New ventures for us, sort of expanding the business. And thank you for staying with us. I do appreciate it because we do consider you part of the family.
Oh.
And we'll try and do a few more of these podcasts in the future. And let's get selling. Yeah,
absolutely.
And if anybody knows of a nice house in the Costa del Sol that you think John might like or Juan might like.
Me first. And then, but no, not at all. Yeah, it's, I can't wait.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're definitely actively looking, put it that way.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
We love it around here, but
Yeah. Well, Juan's had a shazza-tingle. I've had a shazza-tingle. Nella's had a shazza-tingle.
Oh, yeah, Shazza.
Yeah, she's gone to sleep. She's that bored with what we're talking about. She nodded off half an hour ago. If you enjoy the podcast, please subscribe to us. Press the little bell and like and share. We'd be so grateful because I think we're just over 1,000 subscribers now. So more the merrier for our coach club. And I think that's it for now. I don't think there's anything else, is there? No?
I think so.
No? So if you want to buy in the Costa del Sol or Costa Almeria, we're the people to come to. So take care and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Adios.